Imagine you're in the water. You're not tired. You don't have a cramp. You're within 20 yards of shore. The waves are not big. You know how to swim. And yet, if panic takes over, you could easily drown. All you need to do is slow down and put one arm in front of the other as you swim to shore. But the panicked mind doesn't see it that way. It is desperate. And in that desperation, there is little hope. The same can happen when you're doing the work. If you start trying to get out of the deep water quickly, you will probably start to panic or be a little more desperate in the way you do your work, or you'll become frustrated. You may start trying to jump out of the big problem as you see it. Not knowing exactly how to do that, though, can make you feel overwhelmed. You may start thinking irrationally, just wanting the suffering to go away. And this doesn't help when you want to do the work. The work is like swimming. You have to break it down and take one stroke at a time. There's a certain method to it that is lost when desperation sets in. So if, like a panicked swimmer, you focus on how much you need the work to accomplish for you, you can lose sight of the small, doable strokes you can take to move out of suffering. This is like focusing on how badly you need to get to shore when you're drowning. It doesn't help you get there. If you want to learn to swim, there is a way. It's impossible to learn how to swim when you're in the traumatic event itself, when you're drowning. It's only afterwards that you can start to learn in the safety of the shallow end of a pool. Hopefully someone was there to catch you when you weren't able to swim. Nevertheless, many of our traumatic experiences don't kill us, and there is time later in the safety of a shallow end, if you will, to begin looking and learning how to actually manage that situation, how to actually see it differently, how to experience it differently. And that's where the learning takes place, in a calmer setting where the mind is more open to learning. So like that, real progress in the work doesn't necessarily come when you feel that you desperately need it in the middle of trauma. It comes when you're feeling calmer afterwards and are more open to exploring everything with the work. It comes when you break it down and start to deal with just a tiny aspect of the situation, and then a tiny thought within that situation. Tiny is the key word here. Ignoring all the other issues in your life for a short time while you do the work allows you to look clearly at just one thing, maybe just one tiny part of a bigger situation. It might just be a small matter, but it's like learning to take one small stroke in the water. A small stroke that actually propels the body forward. You feel it when you do this in the work. It's satisfying. We're not solving the big problems of the world or even of our lives. We're solving the little problems, trite little problems, one after the other. And each of those little problems is very manageable when you break it down. The long-term effect is you learn to swim.